Today, we are going to look at a trend that shows how AMC will go up because of dilution and other things. We'll also talk about how quickly the whole plan is becoming clear. The calls on hedge funds and other firms' margins. For instance, hedge funds have to pay some of their bets when their collateral can't keep up with them. This is called a margin call. Make sure you watch the whole video because we'll be talking about it. First, we'll look at the AMC and 8 charts. As usual, AMC is down 1.883 points right now. You can see that seeing a candidate when no one else is running shows that both sides aren't sure what to do. On the other hand, we know that we are near what we think is a bottom near the free level of 680. Additionally, mark, as I already said, NT now has a large business base in this area. That being said, there's no reason to worry too much about the end price. The long-term goal will, of course, be for it to just keep going up. This could happen pretty soon before I start making bigger price changes for these headphones because they are margin called. There's no question that April will go down 6.55, but I've already talked about the important and expensive reasons why. APE has clearly made an effect and why the price is going down right now. First, we all know that APE will be an important part of how we enjoy the suites for AMC, and of course, for APE as well. Because of this, headphones are doing everything they can to bring APE down. As we've seen, APE can be used to do more than just cause the squeeze. It can also be used to protect us in some ways. They want to bring down APE so that everyone sells all of their APE shares. All of these things are coming together for us. We are aware of what is going on, so we aren't doing it. Now, let's talk about the AMC pattern. After the dilution is announced, you can see how the price changes based on this trend, which is similar to the way the chart moves. After the dilution was made public, the price went up. It looks like the same thing is happening again. We're not really waiting for anything else now that the dilution has been made public. I've already talked about this, and anyone who deals or invests in the stock market knows this. It works in a cycle, and patterns and facts are very important. When you notice a trend, the seats and beta start to show up because you know what's going to happen. That one also follows the same trend. Because of everything that is happening right now, I am sure that we will see a big breakout and a huge reversal for AMC as well. This is because we have stories about hedge funds that work with certain companies that need to sell assets. It looks like the price is going up because we have the same trend. We can look at this Bloomberg piece that talks about the NYSE Composite Index, which is made up of U.S. stocks that are depository receipts and real estate investment trusts. A 200E moving average, the 14,000 mark, and the 2018 and 2020. Highs are some of the technical support levels that it has passed. Bank of America says that funds may have to sell more assets to get cash because of compound losses. This would speed up the sell-off because of the problems they are having right now. What we're seeing now are mostly businesses selling off assets because of the crash. And as they say, selling assets will make the sell-off go up. This is causing a snowball effect, and the price will go down in the end. To picture this, think of several levels collapsing at the same time, and each time they do, they have to sell to try to get back on track. That said, this makes the seller even more angry, which sets a new level. And since they broke the new level, they need to sell more to make up for it. This is why the price will drop even more. Do you understand why we've talked about this so much, and why it's good? Since hedge funds and companies have to start covering, it's clear that they have to sell in other areas and cover certain positions. In this case, short options. As we look more closely, we may soon be seeing a short position for AMC. Not only are companies being sold off for unknown reasons, but EDS pension plans are also being affected by margin calls, which is another worrying development. U.S. pension plans use consulting and insurance broking companies to handle margin calls. What is Towers? Watson has put up tens of millions of dollars as collateral this year, which is why bond prices have gone down. These short bets could be used against us by hedge funds. Another trend we see is that they'll have to sell to pay off their debts if they have a lot of them and can't hold on to security. A lot of people who are left-handed are wondering why pension plans are taking on too much debt in this situation. When pension plans have too much debt, other things will have too much debt too, which is why we see it. It's giving people early notice of an emergency Fed meeting. On Monday, following the shortened rules is a good idea. That was already pretty scary. All of this is against us because these companies are having to deal with the results of what they did. So, we will be paid for fighting graft and other cases brought against us in court. Short sellers and people who mess with the market should pay for what they do. As was already said, AMC will go up when they have to deal with the market crash and pay off all of their assets and collateral that are over-leveraged. I agree with this, but I still want to talk about it. They must either have a bigger range for stocks below 10 or no longer show. April AMC. But if the SPY falls below 3, the classroom isn't enough to keep their short positions open, and April and AMC get margin calls. I agree that they will get slightly better returns if collateral isn't enough to keep short options open. I agree, but let me first bring up some points. Start with level. The SPY falls below 360. This person thinks their classroom isn't good enough. No, I don't agree. It needs to drop to 322 or 320 before we can see a difference. I might be wrong. They would be stressed, even at that level. We have a better chance of winning if it dips because they will be under more pressure. I believe we need a smaller threshold and a larger margin need. All of this is being talked about because they'll have to cover bets when margin calls without collateral. We've already talked about how important help is. In earlier pictures, we showed how pushing it down will help them get more of their losses back. So, we need to keep talking about it. Even if April doesn't squeeze, I think AMC will. As was already said, AMC will squeeze even if only one stock does. However, the more stocks that are offered, the more likely it is that both will squeeze. So, even though I don't think the sale will reach $10,000, I do think it could reach $100 or more at this point in time. That way, they can cover APE for less money. It's not less than what it is now, or than 10.15, which is APE's lowest price. The amount they will pay is $500,000. If they don't use the APE dilution choice, they have to pay that much. They can buy it for $100, $110, $120, etc. Because of the aid giving, that's why I think it will happen. And it's another sign of how the market is right now. The rising price of Credit Suisse shares from $14.90 to $3.90 suggests that the company is profitable and doing well. Credit Suisse is a very big company. Its share price is going down, but it still shows how the market is moving. It will matter if they do, though. I don't think that will happen now. Lastly, we're looking at the loan close for AMC 186.81, 17.45 cost. There is more pressure on AMC now that loan shares have grown, but they have to do this to avoid what will happen to them. I'll be seeing everyone soon.